Okay guys, today I got a comparison video between two very similar heads. We have the Rabil 2X and then the Warrior Evo 4X6. So to get into this, let's just start with their similarities. So they both have 6 top string holes. As you can see, these are both done up with 2 diamond triangle top strings, as this one, they are the same pocket essentially. This one's for my friend. He asked for a replica of my stick. So they both have 6 top string holes. I didn't count the sidewalls because there's so many of them, but as you can see, the Rabil has plenty. And then there you can kind of see under plenty of sidewall holes. Same thing goes for with the Evo 4X6, about the same amount of sidewall holes. One thing that I thought was interesting was they are really about the same size. As you can see, same number of big top holes. I think there were either 3 or 4, but they're the same size at the top. So let's get into the face shapes. So obviously the face shapes are going to be a little bit different because this one is an X6 spec and this one is a universal spec. But as you can see with the Rabil, they just have a nice face shape, just like the original, except it's a little bit more, I guess, relaxed, I could say. The curves are a little bit more defined. It's a little bit softer. With the Evo 4X6, it's a little bit straighter of a pinch, more so like a box head. As you can see, it just juts straight up and then out. This is more of, I guess, an attackman head, even though I'm a midfielder. It's been working pretty well. So let's go into the sidewalls. That's probably the biggest thing about the new Warrior heads is their SYM rail technology. So I guess I'll go into the Evo 4 since it has the kind of older technology. So it has SYM rail technology, as you can see. See the outer sidewall design, and then if you can look, you can see the inner. It looks the same, which does reduce a little bit of weight since normally I don't have an Evo 3 with me. Actually, I do have an Evo X. Let me go ahead and show you what that would look like. But as you can see on this Chrome Evo X, the sidewall on the outside is kind of, I guess, dug out a little bit. I don't know really how to say that, but and then on the inside it's just flat. As you can see, the outside and then the inside. And as you saw with the Evo, there's the outside and then there's the inside. It's like the same. Now with the Rabil, it's a little bit different. They introduced kind of a more of a revamped technology where it's called SYM rail twist. As you can see, the rail kind of has a little twist in it down here, up in the connection points. It kind of twists a little bit. I think that's really just a gimmick. There's no like added stiffness or durability with the twist. It really doesn't do anything. It doesn't really decrease weight or anything. But I mean, they both do the trick with keeping stiffness and losing a little bit of the weight, but there's not really a difference between SYM rail and SYM rail twist. So let's go further into, they also have, I forgot, they both have 4 bottom string holes, and they both have very similar throats. As you can see on the Rabil, you have 2 slits over the shaft and then 2 slits here for if you were doing leathers, and then same thing goes for on the back. It's kind of hard to see with these bottom string holes, but there you can see. And then same thing kind of on the Evo, where it's got 2 slits over the throat and then 2 slightly larger slits for leathers, and then 2 slightly larger slits on the back. So the throats are very similar, very similar. I mean, even the same thing with the bottom part of the head where the throat, you can see the 2 slits over the shaft, 2 slits over the shaft over here. I guess now we can go into offset. The offset's pretty they're about the same. Let me get this out of the way first. Mine. So as you can see, the true offset, where it just kind of kicks and goes out, and then on the Evo, same thing. I think it's a little bit deeper though, but it kicks and then goes out. I do think the offset is a little bit deeper. Not too sure. So both these heads are strung with the same pocket, my pocket, which is a mid to mid-high pocket with an okay channel. Mine's has gotten a little bit wide from use. Brandon's is new, as I strung it last night. Had to do a slight change in the pattern since this is an X head. The channel is a little bit tighter because it was a little bit newer. Other than that, these heads are very, very, very similar. It's really up to you. You could go between, I think another interesting option would be the Evo 4X. That one is pretty wide. These heads are fairly narrow for what they are. X6 and X head being, they're both pretty narrow in their own category. So honestly, I think if both of these heads were too narrow for you, then the Evo 4X would probably be the way to go, since it does have it's really the same head as this one. It's just a different pinch. Same thing here, same head, just a different pinch. So really nothing really different about these heads. They do have the same amount of stiffness. They're both just as stiff. Really they are. If I had weights or something like a weight tester to test the stiffness, it'd be a little bit easier to show you. But you could definitely play defense with these, or at least midfield defense. I don't think you'd want to play close with these heads. That's not really what they're made for. You could face off with both these heads, but once again, that's not really what they're made for. But really, I believe you can face off with any head. But other than that, these heads are very, very similar. Rabil 2X coming in at, I think it was $110. Evo 4X6 coming in at $95, I believe. So really, it's up to you. Rabil is a newer series. The Evos have been around for like, I don't know, something like 20 years. But yeah, that's it, guys. These are both really nice heads. Both can shoot the ball real hard with these pockets, or with this pocket, I should say. I might release this pocket to the public because I think it's a really nice pocket with the way it whips the ball. It does have a pretty good amount of whip, but other than that, great heads. I think they're both worth the money, and nothing else to say, guys. So other than that, stay tuned.